Welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio with this week's Sunday previews. So before we take a look, I'd like to remind you to make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, sometimes some Horus Heresy, and even Blood Bowl content as well. Pretty much anything to do with tabletop wargaming. Let's jump right in and take a look. So for our Sunday preview, we have Beer, Brutality, and Blood Bowl. Pretty cool little bit of art there. You guys can check out the trailer from Games Workshop, but we're just going to take a look at what is offered here. So we have our new Blood Bowl team. From the frozen north they come, bringing booze, boars, and brutality to the Blood Bowl playing field. Prepare to face the Norse scans. So the Norscan or Norsca Rampagers. So a pretty nice looking team overall here. You can see that each of the models can be assembled in two different ways. So you kind of have like duplicates, but a little bit different. For instance, if we look at this guy right here with the big beard, and then we look at this guy right here, he has a different head on him. And then we can see that each of the other models has a similar option as well. So it appears all the bodies are static, but then you can swap out the head on each of the models. So no two players look exactly the same. This one actually has a flagon instead here, so he can change out the head. So it looks like there's some other little options as well. Overall, I would say they have a pretty cool aesthetic to them. Definitely cool. I like the little beer boar. These things are pretty cool. You know, it's fun. So let's take a look at what they have to say. Norse teams may have a reputation for preferring post-game celebrations to actually playing Blood Bowl, but they are incredibly potent on the astrogranite. Their tough berserkers and frenzied Ulfwereners can punch holes in the opposing lines, allowing the nimble Valkyries to score. The adorable beer boars are great at giving the team a mid-match pick-me-up, but be careful, even a snotling will fancy their chances in a block against your porcine pal. So I guess they're part of the actual team. That's crazy. I did not realize that. So they must give some kind of boost like in-game or something. All the rules you need to get your Norse team onto the tabletop can be found on the latest issue of Spike Journal. There are also hints and tips, background and lore, and all your favorite in-world columns, plus new rules for using Norse players in Dungeon Bowl. It's available in physical and digital formats. Okay, so if you pick up this team right here, you will need to pick up the Blood Bowl Spike, basically like their little magazine as well, and that will include all the rules. There are plenty of accessories for your new team too. The Norse Team Card Pack features handy reference cards for your players, as well as bespoke special play cards, such as Armored Boar. Make sure to grab a set of the Norse Team dice with a stylish dragon ship design that have the Nuffle smiling under rolls. Meanwhile, the double-sided Norse pitch and dugouts are sure to give your team the home field advantage, or in this case, home frozen lake advantage. There are special rules for playing on an icy surface. We hope your team can keep their footing, especially when you flip to the other side and the ice starts to crack. So that's pretty cool. Sounds like the other side of the playboard is basically cracked ice, and there's some special rules for it. And then obviously, like they said, there's Dungeon Bowl rules as well. So we have the cards, the dice, and then the little pack right here. So these are going to be right in line with whatever we've seen recently for Blood Bowl. There should be no surprises with these. Definitely cool. I know Blood Bowl is pretty big in different areas. So star players and big guys. Forgeworld are also getting in on the Norse fun with a range of new players. The Yeti adds more punching power to your team, unleashing them on your opponents clear a path to the end zone for the rest of your side. So here we have a Forgeworld Yeti. Pretty cool looking model overall. I would really like to see them actually do some new plastic Yetis from the Games Workshop range. Those things are way outdated. But I do like the kind of like bone armor and everything strapped onto him. He's got like a, rival team's helmet for his knee pad. Pretty cool overall. If you prefer a showmanship to savagery, they're the most stylish Yeti ever to grace a Blood Bowl pitch, and a 5-time Beard of the Year winner. Skrorg Snowpelt. Not only is he great at ripping the arms off opposing players, but he can also pump up the crowd when he does so, inspiring your entire team. So pretty cool model. Obviously, a little more silly on this one, but definitely pretty cool. I like the crazy, like kind of cartoony proportions on them. And then Thorsten Stoutmead has earned a reputation on the Blood Bowl pitch for throwing his barrel of beer at opposing players. Thankfully, referees are happy to turn a blind eye to his antics, so you can knock down opponents from a distance. So, I can't quite tell. Is this guy a giant? His proportions are weird. He could almost be a dwarf, but looking at the size of him, I'm assuming he's a giant. But pretty cool. It doesn't really say anything in specific, but cool looking models overall. Forgeworldy. Finally, Ivar Eriksson is the complete package, a talented star player who stars with the block, guard, and tackle skills, which should help you turn the tide of any game. He also bringing back leg warmers, which is definitely a positive on our book. So again, pretty cool model overall. Definitely like the helmet style of these guys. You know, definitely cool, like Norse looking Blood Bowl team. Definitely got a good look to them. The Yeti is a big guy for the Norse teams alone, while the 3 star players can also be fielded by Dwarf, Halfling, Human, Imperial, Nobility, Old World, Alliance, and Ogre teams. Okay, so the Yeti is specifically for the Norse, but the star players can be taken by any of those other teams. So that's cool. You can add them onto one of your existing teams without starting a new one. So all available for pre-order next Saturday. And then new from the Black Library. There's some huge new releases from Black Library coming, including a fabulous new hardback special edition. So we see Bequin Pariah. So some pretty cool art right there. Definitely neat. I mean, the style of these Black Library books is definitely awesome. I mean, that is a pretty awesome cover. Book 1 of the Bequin series gets the special edition treatment wrapped in a luxury hardback package with sumptuous tarot-style cover art of our eponymous heroine. Strictly limited to 2,000 numbered copies, this edition is signed and introduced by the author Dan Abnett and comes with a gold gilt page edges, blue ribbon bookmark, and leather effect binding. So yeah, really nice looking book. Tarot art, I guess, like from a tarot card is I guess what they're getting at. 2,000 of those, so probably going to sell out pretty quick. Pariah, spy, and inquisitorial agent Elizabeth Bequin is caught between inquisitors Gregor Eisenhorn and Gideon Ravenor, former allies who are now playing a shadow game against a mysterious and deadly foe, and one another. Coveted by the arch-enemy, pursued by the Inquisition, Bequin becomes embroiled in a dark plot in which she knows not her role or purpose. So interesting. I'm sure it'll be good. Definitely going to be limited. I'm sure later on they'll release it with a soft cover or whatever as well. So Sigismund, the Eternal Crusader. Sigismund by John French, the 3rd book in the Horus Heresy character series, arrives in hardback, ebook, and MP3 formats, and is a must for all fans of the Black Templars and their founder, Sigismund. As the Imperial armies fight the final battles of the Great Crusades, Remembrance, Solomon Voss seeks the answers to one question. Why does Sigismund, first captain of the Imperial Fists, believe that war will not end? Granted a rare audience with the Master of the Templars, the answers take Voss on a revelatory journey to a time before Sigismund became a Space Marine. Through his first battles and oaths to the bitterest duels between legions. Traitor Rock. On the world of Mallory, traitorous forces have been retreated in an impregnable island fortress. After years of stalemate warfare, the task of breaking the siege is given by Minka Lesk and the Cadian 101, or 101st, who find themselves fighting a meat grinder mission that threatens to devour them. In the midst of slaughter, sacrifice, and brutal attrition, a quest must be answered. Why does it mean to the Cadian in a galaxy without Cadia? Traitor Rock by Justin D. Hill, the 2nd novel in the Minkalesque series, comes at last to paperback, ready for pre-order next week. I'm pretty sure this just came out pretty recently in hardback, so they didn't take long to get that out. And then some official licensed product. It's a huge week for North American fans of the massive Warhammer models. A whole cavalcade of McFarlane figures are launching on the 16th of April. The artist-proof Yugmarl Gene Stealers will be available from Warhammer stores in North America and from GamesWorkshop.com. While the Orc, Big Mech, and Primaris Reaver with grapnel launcher will be available from GamesWorkshop.com and in selected North American Warhammer stores. These models are all 7 inches tall with up to 22 points of articulation ready to be shaped into whatever pose you can imagine. Crucially, they'll all supplied unpainted, giving you an awesome blank canvas for your own creativity. These models are pretty cool. I have a couple of them. They are pretty large, 7 inches. They are huge compared to regular Warhammer models, but the detail and articulation is pretty cool. These look pretty good. And then obviously they have painted and unpainted versions as well. So 5 more McFarlane models are available on the same date, but only from the Los Angeles and Dallas Warhammer stores. These are all supplied ready painted. Choose from a Gene Stealer, a Primaris Reaver, a Big Mac, and 2 Mega Knobs, one with Buzzsaw and the other with Shooter. These 5 are also 7 inches tall with up to 22 points of articulation. So pretty cool. Is that the same? So the painted Reaver is different. This one has like the grapple launcher. This one has the regular gun. And then the Yogg-Marl Gene Stealer. This one has the rending claws. Or I'm sorry, scything talons. And this one just has 2 sets of rending claws. So they are a little bit different. Overall pretty cool. And then obviously this is the same. No, the Big Mac is different too. So the Big Mac has the force field, I think it is, on his back. And then, oh, that might be the same. Yeah, okay, that is the same. It's just a different angle. That is actually the claw right there. It's just kind of shifted a little bit. And then 2 knobs and mega armor. So pretty cool overall. These are pretty neat. They all run around like $20, so they're not bad either. So you'll also be able to pick up the stunning Adepta Sororitas pin from selected Warhammer stores around the world from next Saturday. Based on a classic piece by Blanche artwork, it was originally used on the cover of A Sisters of Battle Codex in the 2nd edition Warhammer 40,000 and marks the first appearance of Canoness Viridian. It will look great on the wall of your painting room, gaming room, and Imperial Cathedral. I actually still have this codex from back in the day. A great piece of art, super cool, and obviously, John Blanche Itsu style art is pretty freaking amazing, so absolutely killer. And then they eventually made her into her own model as well. And then Warhammer Plus, the Lore Master Necromunda Ash Waste, the Avatar of Cain Part 2, and then some old White Dwarf content being released. And then Warhammer Community. Not a whole lot going on over here. So there we have it. Pretty light on the releases this week. I mean, it's been pretty heavy lately, so that doesn't surprise me. I think probably this is going to be the first week in a long time that is a pass for me. I don't see anything that's jumping out at me. Don't really play Blood Bowl. Never been a huge fan. I know it is really big in certain areas. There's a couple of people who play it around here. But to tell you the truth, I would much rather play like Kill Team or something like that. But it is neat. It's definitely cool. I like the overall look of the team. And it's always nice to see some fresh teams coming out. A little something different. The models look great. Very up to date and super cool. And they look like they have a nice little bit of, seriousness, but also a little like comedy relief with the little beer boars. Definitely neat. So I think that's going to do it for today. If you do enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. Quite a few of you guys watch these videos pretty much every time and don't subscribe. And, really helps out the channel. It is absolutely free, and I will personally appreciate it. So if you did subscribe, thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? That being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. If you do enjoy this type of reaction, review, news, we do all kinds of unboxings. We are a commission-based studio, so we show off our commissions as they go out of the studio. And then, of course, there's tons and tons of painting, modeling, crafting, pretty much any kind of tutorial you can imagine. So make sure you check out those playlists as well. If this type of video is something you like, and maybe you'll enjoy some of those as well. So that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.